gotta start this over. What's up, y'all? It's Freestyle Fresh. It is, what's today? Saturday, July 25th, 2020. Yes, I'm aware that I've been wearing the same shirt for the last 3 or 4 videos, days. It doesn't matter, it's been washed. This is called Birdcage, and it's by the homie Batman. Can you see it? Can you see it well? It's really important the optics is clear. I can't be having to pull focus. I'm not Oculus Rift. I'm not any of the technologies that's backed by the billionaire Silicon Valley, please. Everybody know what Black Mirror probably show you things a little bit clearer. And it also absorbs the light. Melanated people's in for a sight, a fight. So they tell me I might just be in the middle of the wrong place in the wrong time. Guilty by association now. Only God and the judge know the deal. How many years will he be facing? And freedom is always on the mind of those of epigenetically sequenced to carry the burden of those that was too painful to finish the thought. Perish the thought. Rutherford, that was the best white people butler name I could come up with on the fly. Rutherford, fetch my paper. I must be informed. I must. What's up, y'all? Small Business Saturday. It's late in the day. It's 9 p.m. I should be home. But yet and still, I'm going to an essential business to get a few staple items. I had several topics written down to discuss, and I left the paper at home. And you'd think I would have internalized them by now, because typically that's how I learn, right? There's different types of learning. Some people are auditory. They hear things and they retain it. Some people are visual learners. They see things and they internalize it. Some people are kinesthetic, meaning that the touch, right? That's how they make their connections. Me, what am I? What am I? I'm all things to all people. Myers-Briggs. Have y'all ever taken the Myers-Briggs personality test? I highly recommend you do so. What am I, an ENFP, I think? Myers-Briggs. Let me put that in the description. So y'all lazy, instant gratification. Let's say millennials, just to piss a couple people off. Individuals can get it without having to go to a different app. Oh my God, Google it. Oh my God. Tards, man. We a bunch of tards, y'all. We some tards, baby. Some straight up tards. So as Small Business Saturday, and excuse me if my train of thought is off the rails, it's because I never had one to begin with. And I'm comfortable that way. You find your own balance between order and chaos, and I'll worry about mine. Okay? Small Business Saturday, right. So I've been trying my best to instill, I need a dollar, that's what I need. To instill the value. What would our parents have said? They would have said, you must learn the value of hard work. You must know the value of $1. A penny saved is a penny earned. Blah, 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 blah. my son is 4. And I don't know what the right age is. You hear a lot of stories, like Gary Vee, right? Immigrants who come over and they no mood for games. They work. Playtime is for puppies, infants, Easter Bunny. So recycling, right? I heard somewhere, somewhat recently, from somebody that you should be listening to on the matter of finance, mind you, that an interesting way to introduce your children to money, specifically financial literacy coupled with investing, you can invest in nickels. That's right, 5-cent pieces. Sidebar, there's a national coin shortage. I've seen that sign up at a bunch of banks. Okay, only what, 2 or 3% of our economy is represented in liquid currency? Huh? Have several seats, okay? Have several seats. Nickel is a precious metal, a useful metal. What you call that? Apparently, it costs more to make than the value of the actual coin. So, it would theoretically, technically, it would not be stupid to just get a whole lot of nickels and melt them down, and selling the nickel by weight would be more than had you kept the coins whole and just had you some nickels. Isn't that interesting? So copper, right? Silver, gold, aluminum, glass, platinum, unobtainium. These are all things, it's beyond the precious metal category obviously, but these are all things with intrinsic value, separate from their fiat currency denomination. And that sounds like a very clever way for a billionaire to explain to their child how money works. As a very pernicious thousandaire, I mean, I'm probably worth dozens of thousands of dollars. I don't know that I could afford to, say, buy a room full of nickels to teach that. But recycling felt to me like a great place to start, because the can, the bottle, the materials were used in our household, and based on our flow of the day would be refuse at that point. It would be waste, it would be garbage. But we all know that triangle with the arrows. Try to do a Bill Cosby pudding pop. Recycle, reduce, reuse. Am I right? And so I used to keep all, plastic bottles, aluminum cans, glass bottles. Keep them all. It's worth money. You don't see me throwing nickels and dimes at strippers. Excuse me. In the garbage can. Why would I throw away some perfectly good recyclables? After having children, and after being told time and time again that that is space, that is a walkway, that is a clutter bug, and maybe the glass in and of itself, maybe let's go ahead and let the city pick that up, and we'll not recycle those. Think about the weight, right? The risk versus reward. Do I need to purchase another? I can't use a trash bag. Anyway, I'm getting off the point. My son helps me. I was going to say collect, but that's false. We don't collect cans. Bums collect cans. Or fiercely independent, shameless in a good way, no ego, sustainability professionals. And I've met two in my life. And they make a lot of money simply by recycling and doing so with commitment, fervor, and knowledge of the game. Anywho, so when my son helps me sort, rinse, crush, break down if need be, some recyclables, that is a way for him to earn money. And we're going to put this money into some sort of an investment vehicle, or maybe you can spend it if you like. I don't really know. I'm figuring this thing out on the fly. If anybody has some good advice on teaching one's young children about the value of money, I am all ears. I am all ears. I believe that Robert Kiyosaki, of Rich Dad, Poor Dad fame, the author, I believe he has some sort of a game, a board game, to help kids, young adults, whatever, become interested in money and more financially savvy. Shout out to Derek Grace. I think it's Derek Grace 2 on Instagram. He's got something called the in-home banking system program, and I believe it comes with some sort of a board game to help children understand money. And I've said this before, I'll say it again, I feel it bears repeating, that as a United States citizen, English as a first language, possibly likely not proficient in any other language, if you were to move to another country, and I just randomly picked Germany because I have been there and I have navigated Germany without, just the most basic, ¿Dónde está el biblioteca? That's where is the library in Spanish, but that's like one of those phrases that people use. So I was at that level. I can read the signs, I can quickly figure out when I'm catching some public transportation which way is which, and ordering and all that. Beer, more beer, Stein, all that. Auschwitz, Dachau, tourist destinations, mind you. So if one was to relocate to Germany, you for sure could just choose to only speak English primarily and then use German when absolutely necessary, right? You come up, you enter into a encounter with a native German and they do not speak English and y'all just fumble through it. I'm sure you can get along, you could probably get a place. I imagine renting would be your only option. Citizenship aside, this is an illustration that's going on way too long. But to get the full enriched, optimized experience, you would need to learn the language. Right? And once you do, so many more things open up to you as far as your experience in Germany. So what I've been trying to instill this idea, right? To incept a seed of an idea that will germinate is this metaphor that I think I coined. I'm sure someone's come up with something similar, but specifically used in Germany, right? So they say that we live in what? A democracy? That's laughable. They say we live in a, what? Free market, laissez-faire, whatever. We're capitalists. Even that is arguable, using the term loosely. But financial literacy, that is constant, right? Call it what you want. If you're, wherever you're at, you need to be financially literate. So you can go to Germany and just fall into all the tourist traps and just have a surface level existence, right? Also, stupid ass, using big words for no reason. You're no better than Nunu. Come on now. I'll call myself. See, that's the thing. If I do something dumb, I will tell you. Okay? The First Lady of California, Madam Governess Newsom, on the other hand, he won't do that. He won't take responsibility. You know why? Because he's a fuckwit. I don't know what type of contributions he thinks that he is offering society, but I'm not seeing it. I'm just not. So, living here in the United States, not being financially literate means that you can go along and you can get along and you can find out where the library is. You can find out where the bathroom is. You can likely order a meal. And you can likely figure out how to pay for things, small things, that don't require financing or don't require any savvy or insight, right? But once you learn German, you ain't gonna fall for that no more. Likewise, in the United States, once you become financially literate, you're not gonna fall for the okie doke, right? You're gonna start, I don't know, some examples, paying for your vehicles in cash, not financing them, making some difficult decisions about your secondary education, right? Once you understand finance, money, right? I've heard it said many times that compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. Wow, that's a big, bold statement. We're talking Great Wall of China, what, the Great Barrier Reef, the Great Pyramids, what else? The wonders of the world. Easter Island, Stonehenge, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But compound interest, you don't want to be on the wrong side of that. And I'm sure if you've been rocking with me since the beginning of these vlogs in 2020, you hear me talk about that from time to time. Learn credit. Don't just get I got a 700. No, learn about it. Learn what that means. Learn how to use it. So I've been on this quest to become financially literate, conversationally so, because I learned Spanish for like 10 years throughout my schooling, and I was pretty good, but I didn't practice. I didn't maintain. I didn't work towards fluency properly. I didn't have people to practice my conversational Spanish with. I could just pass a test. You know what I mean? I could just qualify for the loan, if you will. So I'm encouraging all my brothers and sisters to become financially literate so that you can have access to all that is available to you. Right? I think that most smart people, most savvy people, most successful people have figured out a way to leverage debt, to leverage time, and to quote unquote make their money work for them as opposed to working for their money. Easier said than done. And that's why I'm teaching my son about how we turn money into physical goods and services. Some of those goods, meaning the cans, the remnants, can be converted into cash. And maybe it's good for the environment. They say it is, which makes me wonder, is it really a net gain based on the energy needed to recycle it? Anyway, that's for another time. I think that was a pretty good talk. A little long-winded. Probably won't edit it. Probably don't have time. But yeah, what are you doing with your young children? And I hope you're thinking about it, because let's face it, next month is August, and your kids are starting school in August or September or never, but likely under your supervision and purview. So it would behoove you to find teachable moments everywhere. In the most unlikely of places, I would be looking for teachable moments if I were you. And as my beautiful and talented wife would say, a simple trip to the grocery store is an opportunity to do math. Estimate the cost of the purchase of the checkout. To read the label, right? Sound out new words, root words. Science, chemistry, right? Temperatures, cooking instructions, nutrition. So many opportunities. And we're cooking up something for you guys. You're going to love it. It's going to be a great help to you all. Yeah, man. You're looking at somebody right now who is a contrarian, is a skeptic, certainly not an optimist. Pessimistic at times, but I am forced to be optimistic about the near and distant future. I am forced. I have been encumbered with the task of manifesting a future that I would be proud to leave my children. What are you doing with your life? Maybe we should freestyle so you didn't have to think about it. What do you think? Oh, and by the way, the little pineapple juice cans that are very thick and you can't really crush them with your feet seem like they'd be worth more than a regular flimsy aluminum can. It's not. They do need to be separated, but they are not worth more. Oh, and if you do glass, if you do recycle glass for money, keep the wine bottles separate from all the other glass. Oh my gosh. Take it from me. Each one teach one, each one reach one. Birdcage. Talk about it. Be about it. Just don't get stuck, locked up in that motherfucker. Get rerouted. I'm so excited. I'm so elated. No, I'm not. That's a lie. Typically sedated until I get through security. I'm chilling at the terminal. Then I can relax for a couple. Then it's get in line, get your roll. Oh, your carry-on is 2 pounds over, bro. I know the fat couple behind you is like 2 extra people, but mind you, they won't be in the fuselage. Well, never mind that. Just take out a few pounds. What's that? A boot? A sock? Shout out to Sebastian Maniscalco and whatnot. We seen him at the forum in January, right before they cut down the country, and it's mandated that you wear a mask if you in Cali. Whose decision was that? Motherfucker, I'm glad you asked. Miss Newsom. Fucking stupid ass bitch bastard. I got so many more names, but I don't want to get canceled because I'm trying to stay sane, not looking for fame, not really looking to get paid from YouTube. Just engage. Community is so important. I mean, That's why I love you guys, because y'all here rocking with me. And I love the comments. I appreciate you guys. Talk to me. Tell me what I need. Tell me what you learned. Tell me what we find out. What did we learn this week? What did we learn this week? Oh, you know what I'm about to do? I'm about to reread The 4-Hour Workweek. Classic. Tim Ferriss's first book. Don't ask about the title. Just read the book. And know that there was other titles being considered. Also know that this book was not written for you. This book was written for the authors, Timothy Ferriss, for his friend. This was basically a letter to his friend to inspire him, to inform him, to get him out of that hamster wheel, that rat race. These were the hacks. These were the life tips and tricks that Tim used to free himself. And he wanted to share that with a friend. And lucky for us, he thought, maybe that will make a good book as well. And now he has one of the most important podcasts. Now he's one of the most important entrepreneurial voices that call themselves influencers, I believe. Give it a read. Me and my homies are going to reread it, some for the first time, some for the dozenth time, and we're going to discuss it and see how we can incorporate that into our lives. Because look at that. Doesn't that look like he's working remotely? Maybe even distance learning? You dig? All right, now, enough. What do I always say? Give your body the things that it needs to fight the dis-ease. Canatonic.co. Use the code FRESH2020 for instant savings. I just placed an order yesterday. Should be here Monday. Love.